Indonesia, the world's largest archipelago, with over 13,000 islands and a population of more than 230 million people, it's the fourth largest nation in the world. A large part of the population lives in villages and includes poor people working as marginal farmers, labourers and in other low-income livelihoods who face difficulties in sustaining themselves adequately. Practices such as defecating outdoors causing rampant transmission of diseases and environmental pollution are commonly witnessed all over Indonesia. In addition to human costs, the economic losses associated with these practices are a huge burden to the people and the country. Millions of dollars have been spent to date in the water and sanitation sector by the government and a number of international development agencies, as well as national and international NGOs. Most of the past initiatives to improve the environmental sanitation situation provided free latrines to communities or provided subsidies to people to build their own latrines. However, past sanitation programs have not succeeded in bringing about large-scale sanitation behaviour change or scale-up access to the poor of basic sanitation in a sustainable, impactful manner. In 1998, some startling findings came out of a participatory evaluation of WaterAid's 10-year-old water and sanitation programme in partnership with the Village Education Resource Centre, also known as VERC, in Bangladesh. The subsidy-based approach, followed assiduously until that time, was found to be self-defeating because it had inbuilt obstacles against total community involvement. Standardised latrine parts applied as subsidies for latrine models were too expensive for the poor to build, or inappropriate for local conditions and preferences. Moreover, even those who could afford to build their own latrines preferred to wait until they got the subsidised package, and of course, development funds were never enough to provide subsidies to all households. The findings sparked radically new ideas. VERC's evaluation team developed new ways to engage with villagers for sanitation and hygiene improvement. By the year 2001, the approach called Community-Led Total Sanitation, or CLTS, had begun, rapidly transforming villages and villagers in Bangladesh. Within just days and weeks, the CLTS approach had been found to succeed in eliminating open defecation completely from rural communities, without the use of subsidies, but with individual and whole community mobilisation using participatory analysis. The focus of CLTS is on empowering all members of the community to analyse the environmental sanitation conditions of the village and come to their own conclusions for action based on individual needs and circumstances. Since its evolution in Mosmoil village in Bangladesh in 2000 to 2001, CLTS has now empowered rural communities in many areas of India, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Zambia and Uganda, and continues to expand to other countries, including Indonesia. During May 2005, CLTS field trials were launched in 6 districts in Indonesia, in the provinces of West Java, East Java, South Sumatra, West Kalimantan, Jambi and West Nusa Tenggara. The CLTS trials in 2 large-scale rural water and sanitation projects in Indonesia included preparation and training of trainers and facilitators from various government agencies who had also been associated with previous subsidy-based projects in the country. Within 2 months of the launch, villages where CLTS was first introduced have already achieved open defecation-free status or are close to that goal. The process has now spread spontaneously to adjoining villages in several districts. Past sanitation projects were driven by targets for latrine construction. They educated people about the need to build latrines for health benefits. CLTS focuses not so much on building latrines as changing behaviour. It stimulates a collective sense of disgust and shame among community members by making them confront crude facts about mass open defecation and its impact on their lives. The basic assumption is that human beings cannot remain complacent and unmoved once they've learned that they are ingesting each other's feces. As long as any member of the community continues with open defecation, everyone's at risk. Past projects provided latrine parts as subsidies and prescribed types of latrines to build. But CLTS facilitators are trained not to offer advice about what to do. They only trigger self-realization among villagers that open defecation has dangerous and disgusting consequences. It is then up to the villagers themselves to decide what they wish to do about it. CLTS gives people no subsidies and prescribes no latrine models. Instead, it encourages community initiative and creativity to find their own means to stop the practice of open defecation. This has resulted in poor rural communities devising many different latrine designs for far less cost than those used in development projects, often using locally available raw materials. The triggering of change typically begins with rapport building with villagers, so that men, women and children can all be adequately involved in the process. The local environmental situation analysis starts with CLTS facilitators taking a walk through the village with local women, men and children. The aim is to observe environmental conditions, existing latrines and their upkeep, and most importantly, the sites that people use for open defecation, all the while asking questions about what is seen in an open and frank manner. The transect walk is a powerful tool for transformation. The acute embarrassment that people experience during this aptly named walk of shame triggers an immediate desire to put a stop to open defecation and get rid of the shame-inducing sites in the village.